Hello everybody, welcome to another segment of technical mathematics. We'll be solving a typical term 1 question paper, a possible question paper that we've just put together, and then so that it can help you to make sure that you do better in your term 1. So it is starting off with algebra questions. Question number 1, solve for x. Now this is a quadratic expression. You can use the quadratic formula, but if you look at the equation very much carefully, you will notice that it can be easily factorized. If you take out a common factor of 2x, you will be left with x plus 1. This is equal to 0. So if you set your 2x to be equal to 0, and also if you set your x plus 1 to be equal to 0, you will notice that on this part the value of x it is equal to 0, and then here the value of x it is equal to -1. Now for those who are opting to use the quadratic formula, I want you to be very careful on this one. You will note that the value of your a it is going to be equal to 2, the value of b it is going to be also 2, but c it is going to be 0, since this equation it does not have plus c, a constant. So it means that wherever you see letter c, you're going to substitute that by 0. That is your first 2 marks right there. Now in the second question, we are given a quadratic again. We have to write our final answer and correct it to 2 decimal place. Already when I see this information, this instruction that I must correct my answer to 2 decimal place, already tells me that my quadratic cannot be factorized. So automatically I am programmed to go to the quadratic formula there. So we're gonna have b squared minus 4ac, and then all of this will be divided by 2a. Now from my formula here, we already know that the value of b is -1. So we're going to have negative into -1 plus minus the root of -1 squared minus 4. The value of a is 3, and then the value of c it's -5. Remember to put everything inside the square root there, your root, and then divide everybody here by 2 into a, where the value of a is 3. Now they said you must correct it to 2 decimal place, so that means I'm expecting 2 values of x in decimal forms. Now you don't have to struggle by finding the answer on your own here. Please use your calculator, and it's very much important. Just put everything inside the calculator and go to the final answer. You press the fraction button. You can just simplify it. You know that the first part is going to be +1, so you just say 1 plus the root of 1 squared is going to give me 1 minus 4. The value of a is 3, and then the value of c is -5. Put that -5 there. You close the bracket. Sorry about that, -5. You close the bracket, and then you divide everybody by 2a. 2a is going to give me 6. Then my first value is going to be 1,46. 1,46. You can round it off to 1,47. So the value of x here is going to be 1,47, or x it is equals to, then you go back to your calculator again. Now here's what you're going to do. You're going to move the cursor, and then you're going to go to the negative, to the sign that you have chosen to be positive there, and then you are going to change that to negative. Press the equal sign, and then you press the SD. It gives us -1,13. You can round it off to -1,14. So this is going to be -1,14. So here are your 2 values of x here as well. Nice one. Now let's go to inequality 1.3. Our inequality here as well, straight away you can go straight into the quadratic and then get your critical values. So I'm going to take that route and go straight to say that I'm going to find my critical values. So when I'm looking for the critical values, it means that my inequality 2x squared plus 2x minus not minus 6, sorry about that, minus 12, I'm going to equate it to 0. What you can do here, you can divide everybody by 2. You can divide everybody by 2 so that it can be more simplified. But let's not complicate ourselves. And then let's just go straight into the formula here. So I'm going to go straight into substitution and have my negative 2 plus minus into 2 squared minus 4. A is 2 and then C is negative 12. And then everybody here will be divided by 2 into 2. Then my critical values, if you put them correctly in your calculator, you'll find that the value of x it is equal to negative 3, or the value of x here it will be equal to 2. Now these are your critical values, therefore you must write down the solution. Therefore here your solution, you will say that x is an element of, check the sign doesn't have an equal sign, it says less than or equal to, so you're going to use your curve bracket. You say negative 3 to 2 and then you close your curve bracket, and just like that, that is your solution there. Now 1.2, we have to solve for the values of x and y. This is our simultaneous equation. So we have two equations here. Equation 1 is given by x plus y equal to 4. Equation 2 is given by z. So we must solve for the values of x and y. First and first, I'll take my equation 1 here. I'll just give myself an instruction. I'll say that in equation number 1, I'm going to solve for x. Let's start there and make things easy. So if you solve for x in equation number 1, you will notice that x it is equals to 4 minus y, right? So that is your value of x. Instruction number 2, it's substitution. So substitute, let's call this equation number 3. So substitute equation number 3. Substitute equation number 3. Where are you substituting? You are substituting it into equation number 2. So this is your equation number 2. Rewrite your equation number 2 so that you can do proper substitution. So equation number 2 is given by 2x squared plus y. This is equal to 4 plus 5x. So you do your substitution. Where you see x, you are going to replace everything by 4 minus y. So this is going to be 2 into 4 minus y all squared plus y. This is equals to 4 plus 5 into 4 minus y. Now, immediately after substitution, you must only have one variable. So be very careful of that one. So the x was here and here. So immediately after substituting here and here, look at my equation. I only have one variable, so I can simplify. So this one, I'm going to expand it. So I'm going to have 2 into 4 minus y multiplied by 4 minus y, because of it is squared. Then I'll have plus y. This is equal to 4 plus, this one I can multiply. 4 multiplied by 5 is going to give us 20. And then 5 multiplied by y is going to give us negative 5y. And then you continue to multiply these ones again as well. So I'll have 2, open bracket, 4 multiplied by 4 is going to give me 16. Minus 4y is going to give me minus 8y. Negative multiplied by negative, it's positive. And then y multiplied by y is going to give me y squared. Then plus y there. This is equals to 4 plus 20 here is going to give me 24 minus 5y. Now in the next step, you group all your like terms, but let's remove the brackets here first. 2 multiplied by 16 is going to give us 32. 2 multiplied by 8 is going to give us negative 16y, and then 2 multiplied by y squared is going to give us positive y squared. Positive 2y squared plus y, transpose 24, it becomes negative 24. Transpose 5, it becomes positive 5y. Then everything must be equal to 0. Now let's start with everything that has a y squared. It's this one. I don't see anybody else that has a y squared, so it means that we can proceed and put that in the front. So I'll have my 2y squared there. And then let's come to everything that has a y. I have negative 16, I have y, and then I have 5. So let's add them. So 5 plus 1, they become 6. 5 plus 1, they become 6. And then 6, this 5 is positive and this one is negative. Guys, let's use our calculators where it becomes very tricky there. So negative 16 plus 5 plus 1 is 6, so it becomes 10. Negative 10, yes, it becomes negative 10. So this will become negative 10y. And then what am I left with? I'm left with 32, and I'm also with left with negative 24. So 32 minus what? 24. Yes, it gives me positive 8. So I have positive 8 here. This is equal to 0. Again, we have a quadratic and we are solving for y. So y is equal to negative into negative 10, and then plus or minus the square root of negative 10 all squared minus 4. The value of a is 2, and then you have 8 there, and then you divide everyone here by 2 into 2. Let's go to our calculator, and then we're going to plug that thing into our calculator. So you press your fraction button, and then negative 10 is going to give us 10 plus, because it's negative multiplied by negative is positive 10. So then the square root of 10 squared is going to give us 100 minus 4, and then the value of a is 2. You close the bracket. The value of c is 8, and then you close the bracket, and then all divided by 4, because 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. You are advised to put everything as you see it in the calculator. Please do that. Then you'll find that the value of x is equal to 4. So here the value of y then will be equal to 4, and then the second value y will be equal to go to your calculator, and then you change the sign. There is here, you delete the positive and you put the negative. X here how, y here how, I mean the value of y will be equal to 1. So these are the values of y. Remember, you are looking for x and y. So immediately after finding y, then you're going to say at y it is equals to 4. Then what is the value of x? You're going to use this one here. X, it is going to be 4 minus y, it's 4, you put 4. That means the value of x, it is going to be 0. This is the value of x. And then here you're going to say at y it is equal to 1. Then what is the value of x? The value of x is going to be again the same. You're going to say 4 minus 1. That means the value of x. 4 minus 1 is going to give us 3. And that is the value of x right there. No? Okay. We're going to pause here, and then the video will continue in the next segment. Thank you very much.